Mihail, what about a friend of mine contested some of the ideas because I sent him the interview, and he's very smart guy, also very good guy, and he sent me, like, for example, the image of the battalion. I don't know how to say it in English. Battalion, maybe. Yeah. In Azov,
yeah.
Azov, in the steel manufactory with Nazi flags, you know, Ukraine and so on. I don't know if it's fake. I don't know if it's propaganda by the Russians. I said to him, you know, this can all be whatever
you need some
me
explanations,
here.
yes, from natives, from
Yes,
Ukraine.
please.
Look here. At the very beginning, Battalion Azov, it was called at that period battalion. Nowadays, it's a part of department. It's a regiment in regular troops. It's a big formation, and it's not a battalion. First of all, nowadays it's a regiment. In the early days, the nucleus of Azov was built from ultra-right patriots and radicals, ultra-rights, yeah, you see? And those ultra-rights, they have, in each European country, we have some group of our people that have ultra-right views.
Yes.
But first of all, Ukrainian ultra-rights don't speak about supremacy of Ukrainians. It's first of all, we don't have the idea of supremacy. We never was an empire. We don't have an empire mentality, you see. And from other side, Russians always have this empire mentality, and that's why it's usual for them to take more and more territories, you see, because empires have to expand.
Yeah.
And what about Azov? Nowadays, Azov, I can't say nowadays it's just regular troops, regular forces, military forces. It's a part of Ukrainian army, but with legendary name, because they were the first, and they were the most, how to say, the first battles of the first war in 2014 on Donbass. We have the glory, the military glory at that war. It was Donbass, you see, it was Battalion Donbass. It was the most glorious because they are the bravest, the most patriotic, but some of them have ultra-right views. But we don't have, you see, Nazi theme, fascism in general. It's a big crime in Ukraine, and we have a lot of victims, you see, a lot of victims of that war. And so ultra-right party, we have not ultra-right, but right party called Svoboda. It's freedom from Ukrainian. But they have at last elections, not even at last, they have 0% in our parliament.
Okay,
and
yeah.
before
That's
and
exactly
before
what
they
I
have
thought. It's the minority, and the media pushes it up, of course, and the internet.
Because they are ultra radical. You see,
Yes.
it's impossible for the whole society to have radical left or radical right views. That's it.
Yes, but you would also call out that some of these ultra-right Ukrainians have done injustices to Russian-speaking Ukrainians, yeah? Like,
No,
they haven't?
it's no problem at all. I'm Russian speaking, you see?
Yes.
As for me, my mother tongue is Russian.
Yes.
And I'm educated in Russian language in Soviet period, and in medical institute, my education was in Russian language. It's no problem at all. You see, it's a big legend that was made by Russians, that some Russian speaking here in Ukraine, they are under I don't even understand.
So this is
for
fake
what.
news, yeah? This is
So look,
completely...
This
the
is fake
the
news.
right-thinking people on all these parties, they're being discredited.
Yeah.
They are being just used
Yes.
and
No,
called.
but the question is, did it happen just
then-
on a
and
very
then
small
first of all,
basis?
yes,
Or
and
did
then
it not happen at
look,
all?
No,
look, it's
no,
just
at all.
Not at all,
long-
okay.
it was never. It's like I would
It's
say
Russian propaganda,
violent-
pure.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes,
okay.
yes.
It
absolutely.
was staged by the
But of
Russian. Yes.
Yes,
okay.
but of course, Yaniq, you see, of course, we must speak about exact cases, of course.
Yeah.
But in general, we don't have such mentality. It's not Ukrainian mentality. To punish someone who spoke other language, well, we are welcome those who speak other languages. Just bring your experience for us, you see. And
Yes.
no problem with Russian language at all. And even we speak with Dasha in Russian. No problem to be Ukrainian patriot and to be Ukrainian in heart, you see. Not the language's problem.
Dasha, what do you want to say?
Yes, and it's just to explain you the scale, how like horrible what they're doing about this topic, such an issue that which is like, well, not existent at all. It was not a topic really.
But you guys are from Kiev, right? How about Donbass? And this is different, right, over there?
We
No,
are from
no, we are
Donbass,
from the southeast.
200 kilometers. It's 200 kilometers from us, Donetsk. From
So
Zaporizhzhia.
you know that over there also nothing happened, yeah.
No, we are from the eastern part of Ukraine, and when
yeah,
I
okay.
started school in 1991, there were only 2 Ukrainian schools in the city, and I attended one of them, and we spoke Russian, like we studied in Ukrainian, and we spoke Russian in the pauses, so it's our common, like regular language.
So it's
And
really like this, almost like, you know, it's kind of like probably like Switzerland and Germany kind of thing.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So very close and almost no problems. Yeah.
And then I remember when I was in Lviv for the first time, and it was like, what, 3-4 years ago, and we took a taxi, and of course I can speak Ukrainian, and I try to speak Ukrainian, and then the guy tells me, oh, is it easier for you to speak like Russian? Maybe I was not good enough, I don't know. Or of course I have people say, when I talk to people that I didn't know before, I call now, for example, like the president of this fund, and she said, you are living for a long time in abroad because you have an accent. So okay, even in Russian, you know, and then he told me, would you prefer to speak Russian? I say, no, it's okay, I can speak Ukrainian, you know. So I was offered to speak Russian. So, and he was like speaking Ukrainian, so he's from there. So it's not only a problem, it's like
we are bilingual.
We are
bilingual. Yeah.
And he didn't know whether, of course, he understood, okay, I speak Ukrainian, maybe I'm from, Ukraine, but still I can speak Russian. So it is not a problem. Like, is not a problem at all.
Yes, there was no problem between the two ethnic groups. Yeah.
You understand what propaganda is, you know? It is when I would say Yaniq did something and they say, no, I didn't do it. And I say, no, you did it. And I don't know, I would tell everyone that you did it, and they would start telling you because they
happened to me before. Crazy. It's so crazy. No, everybody believes it. Yeah.
but then you would be beaten or you would be threatened, imagine. And then, it's such an injustice, and it's the injustice happening to all the Ukrainians and to such a scale because of, and this is a point that they are bringing all the time, and it's just such a nonsense. And it's just a way of invade and suppress us, and it's just
I notice that happening in the US a lot, that people will talk a certain way about a certain group just to justify violence. And it's and yes, it's going on a much higher level in there, but I think that's a human thing that just gives an excuse to something that might not be an innate in all of us.
Yes.
Okay,
So
Dasha,
So
tell us about your work in Basel and in Zurich to help Ukrainians.
yeah, so basically you understand the scale of these horrible events, and there are many people being mobilized, those who never they are not real soldiers, and they have like many needs, like also from simple needs to just some like protection equipment that you absolutely need during fights, etc. So once I speak to the volunteers like Mihailo, and they're telling me about all these needs, I'm like, okay, well, we have to do something. And of course, here many things are being collected here in Switzerland to be sent to Ukraine. And one thing that I tried to like resolve, and it's also hard, that we are sending or people in general are sending a lot of things, and they are going through the western part of Ukraine, and people definitely need many things there. And the refugees are obviously going to the western part where it's more secure, or they are just transiting further to western countries through the western part of Ukraine. And yeah, many things that are being sent don't reach really the east, and it's where the people probably need the support the most, especially in order to have them to fight and to live under certain conditions. And these are even simple
Is it
things
still,
like
is there still roads and railway all the way, or is it all destroyed?
some ways are being destroyed, and there is a railway still functioning, and all the details about all the roads, but I know that some ways are not existent anymore, but people are delivering the goods, and through different, like the Lviv is one of the main point where
The city in the furthest west, yeah.
yes, and then the southern part as well, southern western part. So yes, of course, Ukraine is big, the territory is also big, so there are things functioning. And the challenges are being that you have to there are many items that are being needed, as I told, from I don't know, shoes to helmets, from some special food probably that you don't need to cook a long time, or like nutritious, etc. So certain details you have to take into account, and then, like, I don't know, depending on the sleeping bags and I don't know, the tents and many different supplies that are being needed, because
Can I
again,
support a little bit? We also need power generators, power banks, dressing, and soft stretcher. A lot of soft stretchers. And
what
soft stretchers is, can you describe it?
Soft stretchers, it's such a it's not a device. It's to evacuate people from the battlefield.
Like in a football field, like.
Yes. Soft stretchers, yeah.
To carry someone.
Yeah, but we need soft for field. You see, not solid, soft.
Yeah.
And power banks, also solar panels, also for civil use, not of course military examples.